Hey guys, do you want more customers for your detailing business? Now, my name is James, and today I'm going to walk you through some steps on what I would say would be the keys for your detailing business, shop, mobile to get more customers. That would include various auto, obviously, cars, trucks, SUVs, boats, RVs. What we're going to do is walk you through some steps that you can do. But first off, chances are good that if you're a detailer or really any business and you're not advertising, chances are that you're getting customers by one of two ways, and that's word of mouth or referrals. Now, maybe you have some other social media and you might be getting, a few customers here and there from that. Maybe you get a lot. I don't know. In my experience, most people that are not running ads are not getting consistent leads day in, day out. And if you're doing that, then you're going to have leads. Another thing is a lot of people will tell you, a lot of people will say, well, social media doesn't work, or it's the economy, it's the time of year, all these things. And the fact is that they're simply just not advertising. And I'm going to show you that here in a second. Now, of course, it certainly depends on your area, can have an impact on that. But if you're in any kind of decent location, any kind of city, then will probably be a good volume for detailing. Now let's go over here. I'm going to show you an example here of an area. Now this area is a little bit bigger, but this is one I recently looked at. All right, guys, so here we are, and you'll notice we're in Columbus, Ohio, I think. So we're not really there, but I'm showing you that. And Columbus, Ohio. And you might wonder if you're in this area, how do you know how many people are searching for car detailing? First off, what we can do is look up auto detailing shops. You can do this for auto body, PDR, whatever, and you're going to see what comes up. So if you do have a shop here, you're going to notice you'll be able to see how you compare against other shops. And right away, here's an interesting thing. I'm not even in this area, but look at this. Sponsored. The first one that pops up is an ad. Next one. Here's pretty cool. This guy has 1,300 reviews. That's amazing. This person has 11. Let's scroll down and see what the next one is. 85. So look at this, 11 reviews over 85, 197. So this kind of proves the point that the ad gets you on top, and most likely people will click that on Google. But how many people are actually searching in this area? Uh, let's go over to, I'm going to show you, actually pull up the data on this. So let me show you that. Okay, so here we are. You should be able to see these numbers right here next to me. And this is the actual search volume. Hopefully it still is there. Okay, I think it's still there. This is the actual search volume for the Columbus, Ohio area. It's not the bigger area. There's a bigger area in Google, but this is just kind of the city. Now, this is populated, don't get me wrong, uh, but this shows you how many people are searching. This number right here, 147,000 people per month are searching for things like that. So now we got car, 50,000. That may or may not be people who are looking for detailing, but car detailing, I mean, vehicle detailing, car deal shop. So these are pretty significant. Auto detailing, auto car detailing, ceramic coating. So we got all these, and as you scroll down, you're going to notice the number of searches per month gets smaller, but you got car polish near me. You got uh, interior detailing, car buffing. Some of these may not apply, car polish that or car shampoo. That might be people looking for a product, but it's still pretty significant. So if we go back up here, and even if I were to delete this car wash one, it's still 97,000 searches a month. Now let's just say hypothetically half of those are irrelevant. They don't they're products. That's still almost 50,000 searches per month. And over here on this other yellow section that I've showed you is this is the average cost per click. So if we go back, I'm going to go back over to that ad here in a second. And this is what you would expect a click to cost. So when someone clicks on your ad, it might cost in this range. And that's kind of consistent to what we see most automotive shops getting clicks for. So probably $1 to $3 per click. And I'm going to show you another calculator here in a second that they kind of quantifies that because not every click turns into a lead. It might average the lead cost that we typically see for auto shops, maybe detailing shops might be 10, 15, 20, $25 per lead. That means after you spend about that much, you probably get a lead from it. So let's go back over to I'm going to go back over to that map. And if you keep in mind these searches and these clicks, when someone clicks this, that is what it's going to cost. Let's go back over to that real quick. Okay, so you should see behind me, you should see the map of, uh, you know, Columbus. And then we still have these ads here. So now I'm not going to click on these guys because that would be nice. But if I clicked on one of these, it would actually charge them in that range. So when we click on this, it will charge. That's what the cost per click is. Okay. Click on here. Now, clicking on these doesn't matter, but click on it here is what's going to happen. And usually what we want, I'm on a laptop, so the phone number doesn't pop up right away. But what we typically want on your phone is for someone to see your phone number, click it, and call you during the daytime. On this, this looks like it's going to go to the website or get directions. We don't really care too much about directions typically because that doesn't necessarily get us the lead. We want some kind of website action, meaning they fill out your form, request a quote, request an appointment. So one of those things here, this guy has a little discount, so that's good. So anyway, the point is they click here, and that's what that click cost means. So you're going to click that, and you're going to get that. Ideally, you get someone to call you. So there you got the phone number. Now, someone could just call without clicking that, and it still helps. I hope that makes sense as far as these are the people searching, or you just saw 100, what was it? About 97,000 people searching for that detailing near me every month. And that's in this area. So what you can do is you can pull up your area wherever you're at, type in your business, whether it's detailing or PDR or auto body shops, type that in. You're going to see the competition on maps. And then you can see sometimes you'll see it, sometimes you won't see the ad. You won't always see the ad, but you can also try this on just Google search and see that as well. See how your business pops up and see how it compares. Now, again, if we notice these guys, look at this, 197 reviews, 171, 175, and yet the 11 got up on top. So usually you have a couple ads here, and this 11 review person got higher than these other people. And these guys are really good. Look at this, 175 reviews. They're higher, 471 reviews. And as we go down, I'm guessing you're going to see some with a lot higher than 11. But the point is, the ad helps you get up on top. So the reviews definitely help, but a lot of times people will click the first one or two that they see, and that's going to be their decision making. A lot of people may not necessarily look at all these and see. So now you've seen the cost of the ad to click on there. Now we're talking Google ads. There's several options for you here. And I wouldn't necessarily tell you to do Google ads first. This kind of depends on a lot of things on your budget and et cetera, how much you're spending already. So Google ads will take a little bit of time to work. Uh, but also what you can do in this area is you can run Facebook ads. And Facebook ads can be very quick, very efficient, very effective if you're targeting the right people. And really what you want is lead generation. You want leads, but how many leads do you need to get? Okay, so let's go over to, actually have another calculator here that shows you this. Let me go over and pull that up for you. And so you can see how many leads you might want to get. All right, so here we are with this auto shop growth calculator. And this will be behind me. I'll kind of shrink my head down a little bit so you can see more of it. But this will be what you want to have and what you want to take a look at first before you really decide on how much to spend on ads. Because although there is quite a bit of demand on Google, in your area, there may not be as much demand. But regardless, wherever you're at, chances are very good that people want their car cleaned, they want their car taken care of. They might want ceramic coating depending on where you're at. If you're in a high population area, then the demand is definitely there. And I don't know that I mentioned it, but the way you find out that demand instantly, I mean, probably within a minute, if you know what you're doing, you go on Google Keyword Planner. It's totally free. You can look and see the demand for your business, whether that's detailing, whatever it is. You can plug in the keywords. So if it's detailing, you can type in car detailing, auto detailing, boat detailing, RV detailing, those types of things, ceramic coating. See what the search demand is for your area. Make sure you adjust the locations for that search and you'll see what the demand is. That gives you a good idea for people searching on Google. For people on Facebook, it's a little bit different. If the demand is lower, you might want to start on Facebook, and you might want to start on Facebook to begin with because Facebook can give you a little bit quicker results, assuming your ads are good and set up correct. Okay, so that should be a little bit lower. Hopefully you can see that. But anyway, what I'm doing in here is I had this on my computer. I've created this calculator. I've also got one at our website called autoshopmarketingpros.com. You can go to resources, free resources, and plug these in for yourself. It doesn't look like this. It looks a little bit cleaner. And so for a detailer, I've actually set this up for a detailer already. What we want to know is the average customer ticket, number of workday, number of customers you want per day, and how many days you work a week to start with. So for the average customer ticket, I know there's some detailers that have a lower ticket. Some have higher, but the one that I looked at recently, their average was probably about 250 per ticket. Now, if yours is lower, and let me go through that in a second to show you how that can impact you. But let's say it's 250. And, I've looked at some detailers and they're kind of individual one-man shops. And these guys are spending 4 or 5 hours on a job. And that might be okay. That might be what you have to do. But the impact is maybe you can only do two customers a day. And let's see what happens on that for a $250 job, two a day. Let's say, well, most people would only do 5 days a week. That means that your growth, you're limiting yourself by basically a 10K per month, which is not bad. It's not bad for a job. Now, of course, you've got some co other costs in there that you have to take into consideration. So I just wanted to show you that right there. But let's just assume that is you. All you can do is, 10 customer, customers, what was it, 10 customers a week, 5-day work week. Now, what is your average lead cost? Over here on the right side, let's look at average lead cost. Here, as I mentioned previously, a lot of times what we look at is, about $10 to $20 lead cost, meaning the cost that it takes to get a lead on Facebook or Google. It could be some other places as well. If you're not running advertising, you may not know this cost right now. On Facebook, a lot of times this is what we see this range. And if we went back to our initial Google search, kind of keyword planner search, it shows you the clicks. Usually what this lead cost is out of every $15, $20, we typically get a lead, or that's what we're seeing shops get. You can get that. Some can be lower, some can be higher, but a good place to start it would be 15. And now lead closing percentage out of every 10 people that call you or request something, how many actually become customers? For some people, that might be high, might be 60, 80%. Some people might be low, 20 to 40. If we just go in the middle, 40%, this gives us a good starting point. So for this kind of lower end detailer who only needs about 2 jobs a day, 40 customers a month, you're going to need about 100 leads a month in order to get your goal. Okay. So if you need 100 leads and it costs you $15 per lead, you'll need to spend about $1,500 on ads per month. That assumes all these things. That assumes that it costs $15. It assumes that you're 40%. If you're only 20%, you're going to need 200 leads a month. Then again, if you're 60, 80%, let's say 70%, you only need 57 leads a month. Okay, so it's kind of a range, and it really just depends. Sometimes if you have a real good reputation, a lot of good reviews, maybe you'll close high numbers. That number you can improve. The average lead cost can be in that range. So now you know if you're not spending any money whatsoever, this is where you got to be. This is kind of a good place to think about starting running ads. I wouldn't necessarily start spending $50 a day if you have not done it in the past. You can start as low as 20, 25 a day. If you get too much lower than that, it's probably not going to be worth it. So now, but let me do this. Let's say that that's your goal. In fact, let's say no, you actually want you have a crew and you can handle more than this. You can handle five, as many as, let's say you can do 5 jobs a day and you're open, let's say 6 days a week. And so you want 120 customers a month, be about 30K a month. Uh, and maybe you get a little bit more, 350 per job. So now in order to get your 120 customers a month, you need about 300 leads. And you got to spend about 150 bucks a day, 4,500 a month. And we see some shops doing this. This is not uncommon. Uh, but again, let's say that's your goal, but you're like, man, I can't, there's no way I can do this. Spend 150 a day. Well, I've got another aspect of this calculator and it shows you, let's say you tell me you can't spend 150 a day, but you can spend 50 a day. And let's see what that does for you. So if you did $50 a day, and it's the same assumptions here, you get about a little over 3 leads a day. So you're looking at 100 leads a month. And if you can only close 40%, it's 40. So the potential revenue is 14K versus the 42K over here, if that makes sense. And then you're spending 1,500. But the point here is that if you can do this and then slowly build up, then you can get to this other part. So this actually makes sense as far as a place to start. And even if, let's say you're kind of lower end and you can only spend 20 a day. That kind of tells you if we went back to that original person, 250 and 2.5, that original person that needs to spend 50 a day, but say they can only do 20. You see, their goal is 10K per month, but in reality, right now they can do about 4 if they hit these numbers. So something to think about for that person who isn't spending anything. And then let's take another look at, because I do see some detailers that kind of, I think they underprice themselves and they might be as low as maybe $100 a ticket. And so what that means is you've got to work twice as hard, twice as many jobs to get the same amount of money. So that person that was doing 250 or whatever, he only needed to do 2 jobs a day, but you've got to do 5 in order to get that same amount. So it might be easier just to increase your price as opposed to getting that many jobs. So, and then at the same time, here now we see if this person who does $100 jobs and they can only do 20 a day, look at that. Their potential revenue is only 1,600 a month. That's pretty bad. So that goes to show you when you increase that price, let's increase the price here and see what that would be. If we increase it, if we got up to 250, just by doing that, that raises up the potential revenue a little bit. It's not a lot, but it's a lot more than it was. So that is the kind of the growth calculation I wanted to show you. Let's go back to the map. Okay, so now we're back in Columbus, and I just wanted to close it out by saying the quickest way for you to really get any kind of business is going to be ads. Now, of course, in order to do Google Ads, you do need a website. You need a Google business listing, because all of these places right here, if you don't have it, one of these, you're never going to be found on Google Maps. So you need a Google business listing in order to run ads, first off, but also in order to be found on a Google map. And Google Maps are where a lot of people will find you. They also find you in straight Google search. You can try that yourself as well. And either one of those, you do need a Google business listing and a website. So obviously, all these people have that. They're not having an issue, but I do see people that wonder about that. They don't have either one, and so you cannot be found online without those. In order to do Facebook ads, obviously you need a Facebook page and these other things. So you don't necessarily need a Google business to do Facebook ads, but it certainly helps. And then you can run those ads. So where would I start? Going back to this, obviously this shows you demand and it shows you this ad actually works. So this is one place, Google Ads, but Facebook ads is the other place that can really, really help you a lot quicker. So you could run a Facebook ad almost the same day. Now, please do not boost. Don't boost the post. You need to set it up correctly in the back end of Facebook Ads Manager. You want to choose leads. You want to make sure the area that you're in is actually dialed in to the exact area that you want, and you want to exclude the areas that you do not want. If you don't do that, then you're going to end up showing your ad to people across the country and wasting money. So the keys really are lead generation ads, the location settings, and if you're in a higher population area, one way to kind of reduce the people that you're targeting is by target people who want or who are interested in higher end cars. Yeah, those settings in Facebook. If you're in a smaller area, you can kind of leave it open. And at this point, Facebook does do a good job of targeting those people that would be interested in detailing, even if you didn't put the targeting in. So you can leave it out and kind of go from there. You want to include your Facebook page, your Instagram page. And now, even if you don't have an Instagram page, Facebook will kind of create one for you to run ads on. So that's actually a good thing. In the ad setting, you really want to call out people in the area. So for this, I'd say Columbus area car owners looking for detailing. You want mobile detailing, or you're looking for detailing, ceramic coating, have a picture of people doing detailing or ceramic coating or a video, either one. Doesn't have to be too complicated. You can use it on your phone, take a video or a picture from your phone, and that can actually work. And then you want to have some little details in the ad and then have a lead form or messenger. So either one of those have set up to go to you from there. Those are the kind of the key components. And then that can start working pretty quick, even, the same day, same week. Google Ads can take a little bit more time to start working. But the good thing about Google Ads is you're going to start using and take advantage of that demand that you see from the area. So whatever area that you pulled up and you saw, if you see it as a big demand, you're gonna start taking advantage of that demand. It could be quick, but it can take a few weeks, can take a month or a couple months, uh, if it's set up correctly. If it's not, then it doesn't matter how long you leave it. You're just gonna be wasting money. So really the big keys would be setting up proper ads, setting up proper locations and proper offers. Hope that helped, guys. That is really the way for detailers to get more customers. And right there is find out the demand for your area, run Google ads for your area, uh, and or run Facebook ads for your area. So that's a way for you to reach those people who are searching on Google or reach people who are spending a lot of time on social media, but they know those people are actually interested in detailing ceramic coating. Okay, guys? And if you need help with any of that stuff, you can click below one of the links below there, or go to autoshopmarketingpros.com and schedule a time with us to chat. All right, guys. Hope that helps. Take care. God bless. Bye bye.